Hello, welcome to Expanded Knowledge. Today I wanted to make this video as we're still basically in the first 24 hours after the UFO UAP hearing in the House Oversight Committee of the US Congress yesterday. So yeah, this just happened. You could see any kind of updates or highlights from it anywhere out there by searching for it. And you could also watch my last video where I broke down the highlights of what I saw was the most important or interesting points, but in a very brief nutshell. You had four people come out, two of them military, former U.S. military, and again confirm what has already been stated under oath and evidence submitted to the congressional authorities a year and a half ago, that there's a confirmed knowledge of the existence of a non-human intelligence, alien beings, if you want to call them that, spacecraft, if you want to call it that, that's been recovered, retrieved, reverse engineered, and all of it's been kept secret from the American people, from Congress, and this has been done in an illegal way. So we did have everyone again yesterday affirm knowledge to that being true. And so the purpose of this video here today is actually to look at how the media has covered it. And this is such a good example. And the reason that I want to make this video and put it out there real quick right now is while I'm thinking about it and while it's even relevant right now, a day after this just happened. Okay. You just yesterday, under oath to Congress before the world, you literally had military one very decorated military person, another whose role studying UFOs in the military has been confirmed, come out and say that aliens are real. We have bodies of them. Okay, whether or not you are one to believe that they're correct or that they're telling the truth or what have you, we're all entitled to our opinions on what we think about their claims. But the fact that they made these claims should be nothing short of just historic. And I mean, it should be on the front page of every paper. And so this is a great case example of looking at how the media controls the perception of the society, of our reality, and of the truth of what's really going on. And there's no better example, I think, than this right here. Like I said, we literally just had it could be front page news. Military officials say aliens bodies, the government has alien bodies. You know what I mean? Like, what could sell better, by the way? Um, so I think this is a very good example of how it's absolutely clear that whoever really controls what the media focuses on is really working in uh, you know with the control mechanism of covering up the truth about whatever it is that is known about this phenomena. And I mean, it couldn't be any clearer. And I'm going to show you here today some examples and very interesting, coincidences of what is being covered today. But nothing on the front pages, nothing even, as we'll see, nothing even mentioned when you keep scrolling and scrolling. Um, it baffles my mind is that you could have this kind of an event happen yesterday and no one is talking about it today, except those who are already interested in this and are searching it and are following channels like this or other similar channels on YouTube or wherever, Twitter, X, whatever. I mean, it's just crazy. And I could go on and on, but let's look at the information here. Okay. Here's just a quick statistics on the most visited websites where people go to get news: CNN, New York Times, Fox News, MSN, and so on. So we're going to be looking at them. Okay. Because again, like I said, this just happened yesterday. So, I mean, how could you not cover it? What could be more interesting, regardless of if you think that it's all BS or you think that whatever about these witnesses? The fact that this happened is just, there's no excuse for it to not be on the front page, but it's nowhere. Here we go to CNN, and we can see what they're focusing on. They're focusing on that Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard have been nominated to be in the cabinets. All right, we scroll down. Maybe the UFO thing will be there somewhere. Nope. Something about the South African government and mines. Okay. Is there more? No. Mike Tyson's fighting tomorrow. Okay. Scientists, coral reefs. Yeah, this stuff's more important than the fact that we were just told by military officials that there's alien bodies in possession of the U.S. government, right? So nothing on CNN. Nothing. All right, Fox News, other end of the spectrum of the manufactured ideological spectrum. And even a channel that covers the topic, right, from time to time, nothing. All right, this we could treat as like the front page, right? It's like what's popping up first when you go onto the news website. Nothing. Scroll down. Nothing. Scroll down. Nothing. All of this stuff is apparently more important. Kamala Harris backing out of Rogan's podcast, which we've known about for weeks now. You know, an anchor, Chris Cuomo. This is what is being put in front of people's face, and not the fact that we just had 2 military witnesses tell us that there's alien bodies. And you scroll even further down there, still don't mention it. And more. Okay, I did these to show you. It's nowhere. It's not even like they're not featuring it. It's just nowhere. Okay. New York Times, same story. Here's the front page again. Mac Gaetz being nominated. That's more important, right? Why don't you look at what he said and what he said in the hearing last year? How about that? Scroll down. No, nothing. You can't scroll down much more on New York Times. They start to block you off, but we can see nothing about the UFO hearing at all. Not even on the side. More and more, right? China's latest live stream sensation. Yeah, that's more important for us to be informed on is China's live stream social media activities and not the fact that we had 2 military witnesses say that there's alien bodies. Okay. All right, MSN, same story. Nothing. Nothing when you go there. Nothing on the side, nothing in the extra stories, nothing in anything else. Keep going. Nope. Nope. No UFO hearing. Nothing. No. Google News. Nope, nothing. And here we start to see a pattern I'm going to mention on later, but what do we see popping up? We see that Alex Jones was bought by The Onion, all right, and this made headlines in a couple places. Right, no mention of the UFO hearing, but let's prop up the fact that Alex Jones' company on the same day, right, where you could be covering that, because what do we associate Alex Jones with, right? Sandy Hook and all of these controversial conspiracy theories that, trigger that conspiracy theory nerve in people to go, that stuff is so dangerous. It's just ridiculous, right? So that might be a convenient timing when those few people that will read about it see about the UFO thing, they can package it into the Alex Jones stuff and just write it off. But maybe it's here in the bottom here somewhere. No, even in the For You section, as you can see here, which is supposed to look at my algorithm, right? Because Google obviously tracks our interests and what we click on. I mean, 90% probably of what I do on my computer, maybe not 90%, but definitely a lot, is about UFOs and that topic in general, transparency about UAP and UFOs. And yet, Google's algorithms recommended based on your interests. Wow, Google, biggest company, one of the top companies in the world, number 1 search engine. You couldn't show me that there was a hearing yesterday where they said that there's alien bodies and that the Pentagon's lying about it? Damn. You couldn't get those interests for me? Wow. That's interesting. It's really interesting. And as I continue to scroll down on Google News, still nothing about the UFO hearing that just happened yesterday in Washington, D.C. Okay. On Capitol Hill, and nothing. Yahoo News, it's the same story, guys. But again, you can see there the Alex Jones he gets front and center, right? But the testimony from the witnesses yesterday, no. Okay. Nothing, 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 nothing. I'm did this exaggerated this for the reason I keep scrolling. It's just nowhere, guys. The UFO hearing yesterday, that should be historical. Nothing. Okay, nothing. Nothing. And it's just nowhere. Okay. Now, I would end with this here. Okay. The few mainstream outlets that did cover it, it's buried. And as I said there in the yellow, and I think it's an interesting coincidence that the Alex Jones stuff is front page in a bunch of places. Because, like I said, damage control there, right? Let's prop up Alex Jones and InfoWars, and for what many believe would be like a bad, association with conspiracy theories. But here, the real conspiracy theory that's real, let's make sure that that's on the front of people's mind and not this. So what I mean is, for example, if I go to Google here and I type in UAP hearing, sure, um, you know, it's covered on The Guardian, for example. So, let's click on The Guardian and all right, cool. So if I'm searching it and I know about it and I search UAP hearing, there are some big outlets covering it, but let's say we just went to The Guardian um, and we go to their scroll down. It's the same story as all the other ones, guys. It's nowhere. There's nothing to make someone come to The Guardian and click on it. So that's what I mean by the fact that the ones that did choose to write an article about yesterday's hearing, it's buried. It's buried. Let's look at another example because, to their credit, right? NBC covered it. They were popping up earlier today, but it was the same thing. Let me show you here. Okay, USA Today. They covered it. Great, good job, USA Today. But if people don't already know that there's a UAP hearing and they're not searching for it, they ain't going to find that article unless you show it to them. And those people that head over to USA Today to check out the news, I guess they don't have the same thing. I mean, this is what they're covering. Okay, let's go to their homepage. RFK, Gates, Eva Longoria believes she lives in no longer lives in dystopian U.S. Yeah, I mean, this stuff is all more important, right, than the fact that we just had military witnesses for the second time in the last year and a half attest to the existence of alien bodies being recovered and the American people being lied to. But you won't find it anywhere here, even though technically the USA Today wrote an article on it. It's buried. All right, let's just hammer it home with one more example. UAP hearing. Okay. NPR, great. NPR has always advertised itself as this kind of populist and objective outlet, right? And that's great. Here they covered it, but same story, guys. If we go to NPR, what are they pushing? Oh my God, Gates has been appointed. Who's Trump appointing? What's RFK saying? Oh, Alex Jones, a conspiracy theorist that, here we go, is just nothing. Nothing that would make the millions of people who go here ever even be informed about this, what should be a game-changing fact. Just the fact that these military witnesses testified yesterday. But there's just nothing, guys. Could it be any more clear? Could it be any more clear that the media... Oh, wow, and I'm sorry, I wasn't sharing my screen. Hopefully I did not. Wow, that's all the way back to The Guardian. Well, I screwed up and I wasn't clicking share my screen. So this video is just going to have to suffer that. But what I was showing you that you didn't get to see along with me here for the last several minutes was that when you go to these websites, I was showing you when you go to their home pages, The Guardian was stuck on your screen for a while there. But when I went to The Guardian main website and scrolled, the UFO story was nowhere. When I went to USA Today, the UFO story was nowhere. And when I go to NPR here, it's the same thing. The UFO story is nowhere. So people are not going to find and learn about what the heck happened yesterday, even though for us, we're like, nothing new was said. It's been a year and a half. People still don't have a clue about this, but yet, they'll give you Alex Jones to click on. They'll give you all this other stuff to push to you. So, I mean, wow, something deeper is at play here. Is what my conclusion is. Something at deeper must be at play here, because how could every single news outlet, even the ones that covered it, it's suppressed, it's buried. Um, I mean, what's the mechanism that does this? I'd be interested to know. But if anything, it's just very clear that the media is, complicit in covering this up, in diverting public attention from it. And I just wanted to show you that while it's still fresh here, that nobody is talking about it. And it would be very easy to look at all the other stuff that they are covering. I mean, they take the time to put that in front of people, but not the fact of the military witnesses saying there's crashed UFO retrievals, alien bodies going back decades, lying disinformation campaigns against the American people. And so this is what we're really up against here. The hearing could be enough. What many, I think, in the UFO community will be probably, on the whole, will probably be relatively disappointed because no new information was shared. But like, look, what happened a year and a half ago and what happened yesterday should or could already be enough if the media would just cover it. You don't think people would go, "What the hell? Are you kidding me?" And then wouldn't start demanding answers? Ignorance to the reality of the facts of this case is their biggest asset right now, I think. And the media does a great job, of not making it something that's up on people's radar. So that was really my point with this video here, is to just look at that and to think about that mechanism, and how that's a big part of the problem. And maybe if there's anyone out there who's not, just kind of controlled by the however it is, the hierarchy structure of these mass media corporations, um, who seem to all be orchestrated. And it was the same thing a year and a half ago. I didn't make a video about it then, but I totally noticed it. Uh, I The next day after the hearing, and after Grush came out on News Nation, there was just, nothing. None of the mainstream media has even touched it. And to me, that was the big red flag. They're all clearly controlled, um, to a large degree, maybe not entirely, but to a significant degree. And until we hit a critical mass point of people realizing what's already been established, what's already been said, they can probably just keep delaying it further. But I think there's going to be a net gain from this hearing. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming if you're tuning into this channel, you probably don't, let the mainstream media, you know, inform you about what's important to be informed about in the world, because clearly they're not doing their job. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that, and we'll see what goes forward from here. I am optimistic. I think it's all good. I think it's all going to work out. Um, but I do think people also need to wake up and realize uh, the degree to which our perception of our reality and what's important in the world is just totally controlled. But I put that picture on the thumbnail of this video because I really do think that, unfortunately, that's the state that we're in here. People are just kind of going along with and being guided by these powers that are kind of putting out the information in the mass media, and people aren't really realizing that it's really all just like a stage, and they can choose what's getting kind of filtered through, except obviously in the independent media, and obviously people that take the time to go look in alternative places on platforms like YouTube and so forth. But we got to remember that's not the majority, and we have to hit a critical mass, I think, in public perception before this issue can speed up, at least at getting transparency and getting a responsible disclosure process going. So that's what I got to say about that. Thank you for tuning in here today. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.